So, hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra Kane. I'm sitting here with Donovan, the recovering Democrat, Saadiq, also known as the Black Yul Brenner. Walter may be joining us. And you know what's so funny? It's his topic. I wasn't even thinking about talking about this, and he wanted to. So, if he shows up, great. If he doesn't, that's great too. He said he'd be here in a moment, but that remains to be seen. Y'all know Walter. Anyway, I tell you one thing, he ain't going to have us on here all day with all that. Anyway, the purpose of the Demetra K Show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us even better people with the emphasis on even because we're great people and we can always try to do better. Big giant thank you also to Facebook and YouTube, the other side of the conversation. Not only are you viewers, but your family, and sometimes we share the link. If I share the link and your profile looks like this, please show me this, especially if I've never seen you before. If you're not comfortable, you can go back to that. Just know that also in the comment section is not that we disagree, it's how we disagree. So let's be as respectful as possible. Also on the panel, and Lord knows I'm gonna be sandwiched between Donovan and Walter. I just don't know. I think I need to have my daughter make me something to drink. Anyway, woo! We're going to be talking about Caitlin Clark. You guys know she is a WNBA superstar. She had a breakout, I don't know, year, I guess last year. This year, most definitely. She's broken a lot of records, got a lot of recognition and things like that. Well, she's facing backlash from her folks, the MAGA crowd, and some that, look like us for saying that she benefits from privilege and white privilege to be exact. We'll get a little bit more into that. Donovan, how are you? I think that's supposed to be hand claps.
I'm doing great. It is Friday. Welcome, you guys. Thank you guys for coming on the show and having this discussion with us. I know sometimes politics gets on everybody's nerves, but we do need to talk politics more in our homes and stuff like that. That thing that we grew up believing, don't talk about politics and religion. No, the reason why Black people are so ignorant out here is because we don't talk enough about politics. So we got to get back into that. This topic with Caitlin Clark is a great topic to talk about. And you're going to have diverging opinions on this. So have Deanna get you that vodka coffee that you might need. You might need. You guys,
this is some spicy coffee.
I had a teacher that she had Irish coffee in the morning, every morning for class, Miss Hopper. But she's long gone now, God rest her soul. But hey, you guys, do us a favor. There's a scrolling banner at the bottom if you guys want to donate. Demetra and I have been doing this show for a very long time. And it does take time, effort, and money to produce these shows. And if you guys want to help us continue to have these great conversations, that's one way you guys can do it. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, money order, cash, however you guys want to do it. Also, don't forget to download the African Diaspora News Channel app. And I want to say this about the African Diaspora News Channel app. What we're trying to do is if we can get 3 people a show to download and subscribe to the African Diaspora News Channel app, we will be closer and closer on our way to getting off of this platform and going to the other platform so that we can speak the revolution without worrying about, all this other censorship and stuff like that. So it's Christmas time. So, do you guys realize you guys can buy memberships for your friends, family, and people you think might need it? I think it'd be a great gift to do a year annual subscription to people and say, here, I'm trying to get you some knowledge. If they use it or not, that's irrelevant. But it's kind of like, you guys ever have those nephews and nieces and then Christmas comes and you buy them a book and they're like, wait, where's the PlayStation? Yeah, exactly. So I think that, that would be a great Christmas gift to give people if they want the knowledge of what's going on in America by downloading and buying memberships for them for the African Diaspora News Channel. And I think that would be a great gift and a great idea. But if we can get 3 people a show to join, we're that much closer to moving off of these platforms and onto our own platforms. So do us a favor. You could download the African Diaspora News Channel app on the Google Play and the Apple Store. Annual membership. You'll get great videos from Wangel, Demetra K, Brother Phil Scott, and a whole bunch of producers that will tell you what's going on around in the African diaspora. As you guys know, in the country of Niger, they kicked out the United States military bases there, which we had a drone base there. A lot of stuff is going on over there. And speaking of drones, as you guys have seen across the United States, drones seem to be all over the place. The United States government is telling you, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. But we don't know what it is, but you shouldn't worry about it, which is another topic we could talk about. But these are things that are actually happening. But this topic, I think we need to talk about because it has to do with one of my favorite sports, which is basketball. And a lot of Black people, like being Democrats, we like the sport of basketball. So you got Caitlin Clark, who basically has reinvigorated the WNBA and making money for all of the players in that league. So we're going to talk about it. So Demetra, let's take it away.
Absolutely. Yes, those drones, they say they drones, but they've lied about stuff before. And we say we mean the government been telling us that those little things in the sky are just stars, and now they're saying they're not. Anyway, we'll get into that another time. Anyway, welcome to everybody that's come on here. Okay, so in the last couple of days, I've been seeing this topic, but I just kind of glossed over it. I saw that Megyn Kelly and MAGA and a couple other people, I guess, are pretty mad at Caitlin Clark, who, as Donovan said, is a WNBA Women's Basketball League, a superstar. And she is, regardless of how you feel about it, she's a superstar. She's brought a lot of viewers to the sport, a lot of sold out games. She has broken records as a rookie this year. I guess she was the first to ever do it, get a triple double. I think that's what that is. And she's also, a player for the Indiana Fever. So she's done a lot of great things, just help bring a lot of recognition to the sport and garnering a lot more money for the WNBA, because that has always been an issue. It sounds like it kind of still is, but less so this year. So she also has won Time Magazine Athlete of the Year. Now, she conducted an interview, and it was a pretty lengthy interview. I listened to it. I didn't watch it. Read it. I listened to it. It's pretty good. They were just talking about, a day in the life of, some of the things that she does, talked about her season from high school to college, and, her being friends with Taylor Swift, just a basic tongue-in-cheek kind of interview. And in that interview, she was asked about the controversy. Of course, we know the controversy started between her and Angel Reese when they were playing in college, when Angel Reese went like that to her. Then, of course, Caitlin's folks got mad, right? They started calling Angel a whole bunch of names, racist stuff, just you name it. Then it also turned out that Caitlin had did it to her, or that was something that Caitlin was doing as well. So when the receipts got pulled up, it was like, so y'all written hard in the paint on Angel. Why? Right? Because so from that point, there's been a lot of speculation that people are now paying attention to the game because Caitlin is white. And I guess, great white hope, if you want to put that title to it. That's what people see her as. So in the interview, this is what it was said. So it says, Clark is cognizant of the racial underpinnings of her stardom. This is her quote. She says, I want to say I've earned every single thing, but as a white person, there is privilege. A lot of those players in the league that have been really good have been Black players. This league has kind of been built on them. The more we can appreciate that, highlight that, talk about that, and then continue to have brands and companies invest in those players that have made this league incredible, I think it's very important. I have to continue to try to change that. The more we can elevate Black women, that's going to be a beautiful thing. As I said, a lot of people got mad. Right. And one of those people was Megyn Kelly. She's a big time conservative, right wing. And I think it's fair to say she stokes a lot of racism. I will just say that. Right. So she is quoted as saying she's on the knee, all but apologizing for being white and getting attention. The self-flagellation, Kelly wrote on social media, and she says, please pay attention to the Black players who are really the ones you want to celebrate. Condescending, fake, transparent, sad. That was a quote from Megyn Kelly. Of course, your resident, hold on a second. Hold on. It's too far. Hold on. Your resident, Jason Whitlock, he said, she's gone woke, for lack of better words. She's woke because that's what they call people who talk like Caitlin, right? So we're gonna have a conversation. Are people wrong for being mad that and assuming that she's apologizing? Has she gone woke? And what is the problem with her saying that Black women in that league should be recognized for what they have built, and they need to also benefit from the hard work that they put in the WNBA? So I want to see what you all say, and I'm going to get into the comment section after Donovan. Still waiting on Walter, but Donovan.
Okay, Demetra, and I want to preface this because I know a lot of my sisters in the chat, and I love.
Hold on. Continue.
Okay, gotcha. I want to preface this because I know a lot of my sisters in the chat, and I love every one of you guys that push back and challenge me to think a different way and come with your honest opinions, because that's what we want to talk about. These conversations need to be had. If we like what we hear, what we don't hear. But let me preface it with this. Demetra, when the league was first started, did Donovan have season tickets to the LA Sparks, and is Donovan an LA Sparks fan? Absolutely. Absolutely. So Donovan does support women.
And let me just say this too. Yes, and Donovan has been for a long time, and I've gone to a couple of games with him. So this is way before they got the fame that they got now. Donovan and I were like the 1 of 5 people that were there. But continue.
And we had what was it, box seats and everything. We were doing it pretty good, valet parking in this. We didn't have to walk down the street. I had it good because I was in love with Lisa Leslie. I used to see her at USC when she played. I am a big supporter of good basketball. And one thing I like about basketball, let me preface this. I don't like watching men's basketball as much anymore. LeBron has basically destroyed it. Once Kobe retired, I was pretty much done with it. Women played the purest form of basketball from back when it was back in the day with Nia Smith and all these other people. They play as a group, they play together. I think that's one of the best things about women's basketball. They play a pure game versus how men are more individualistic and all that other stuff. So this woman has come out and said all these statements, and people keep forgetting things about sports. Number one, sports is a business first. It's a business. The WNBA has never turned a profit. As a matter of fact, some people, Demetra, have called the WNBA the welfare National Basketball Association, league or whatever the deal is, because they've been subsidized. They've never turned a profit. And I have always argued with women about this. It isn't, LeBron James make $34 million a year, which is basically most of all the salaries of WNBA players that play. If you don't turn a profit, you can't pay salaries. Basically, this league should have gone out of business within 3 years of its existence. You guys remember the ABL? How many of you guys remember that? I know a lot of people, again, these people talk about they woke and they know about what's going on. The ABL was the first league, women's league, before the WNBA actually formed. Don Staley came out of there. All kinds of people crossed over once that league folded within 2 years because they couldn't turn a profit. And just because we play a similar sport, ladies, doesn't mean we get the same pay. You've got to turn a profit. If you don't turn a profit, you can't pay salaries. You can't pay payroll. You can't pay for things that you need to pay. This year, the WNBA went with chartered flights. That's going to make them even more in debt in the hole of making money. So now this white girl comes along, and even though they still didn't turn a profit, she put more eyes on the WNBA and people and butts in the seats. They're coming up with a new TV deal. That's going to help out a lot. But the bottom line is this argument, and I hate it. Nobody has ever said that Black women didn't build the league. Of course, the league was built on Black women, the great Black women, Cheryl Swoops, Lisa Leslie, Tina Thompson. We can go on and on and on about the GOATs, Allison Feaster. I could name a whole bunch of players that you guys probably can't even name. It's about the money. And for her to have to, and I could see where I'm coming at it from a business aspect. For these white people to be upset for her to have to like kowtow down to where it's her time now, I kind of agree with that because it shouldn't be a racial issue. And what I'm seeing, like, especially from Cheryl Swoops, I'm seeing nothing but jealousy going down because it's kind of like the NBA back in the 50s, when guys were playing professional, but they were plumbers and they had other jobs. The WNBA has to go through those growing pains too. And I see Cheryl Swoops, who played at a high level, but it wasn't. Cynthia Cooper's another great one. She's playing at a high level, but it wasn't really as popular as it is now. So I see a lot of jealousy from the legacy Black players, and they're making it a racial thing. Hell with the racial thing. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're going to do the racial thing to bring money into it, like Magic Johnson and Larry Bird did, LA from Boston Celtics, man, go at it, Haas, because controversy creates money. But what I see from a lot of the Black legacy players is a lot of jealousy, always referring to the fact that this young woman has brought so much attention to the WNBA today. So again, I don't care what anybody says. If you don't turn a profit, you can't give salaries. The league technically should not be in existence today.
Yeah, Naja Wilson said that basically Black women, are swept under the rug, and she's speaking about the Black women in the WNBA. So she said that during the season, she's also a WNBA player. Yeah. So Walter, I don't know how much of that you heard, but it's actually your topic. So, what is your opinion on Caitlin Clark basically saying, for lack of better words, she knows that she benefits from privilege of her being white. She says that she has earned everything that she's gotten, but she also recognizes that the WNBA was built on a lot of great Black women, and they should too benefit from, I guess, the things that she benefits from as well. And hello to everybody that's come on here.
I mean, I just caught the story this morning. I mean, the whole Caitlyn thing, I've been kind of irritated from the beginning. I felt like whatever happened before her happened, but when she came to the league, based on what her performance is, when people really got excited. I watched the championship game. Is it Indiana? I think she played for. I watched that game.
She played for Iowa.
I watched that game in a sports bar. It was packed full of men. Dude, you never catch me watching no WNBA. I forgot it was even still a thing. Until I was like, oh, that's still going on. So I watched the game with a bunch of dudes. The bar was packed. And I watched it only because I heard this kid was breaking the rules and getting down. And it had a little bit to do because she was white, because it was like the great white hope, the average white band, play that funky music, Tiger Woods, the Venus, it was like that thing, like this white chick is in a Black sport. And I think that had a lot to do with it. It was different. You don't really expect that. You think if somebody's going to break the basketball records, it's going to be a sister girl. That's kind of what I thought. So I found it interesting that this white chick was breaking all these records. So I watched that game, and then I kind of forgot about it. And then when she got the NBA into the, what is it, WNBA? And when she got there, all I heard was this chaos and infighting. And I'm like, wait a minute. I kind of felt, and again, I don't watch women's basketball. So Lisa Leslie, I think that's the only name I can mention in basketball on the women's side. I know when this chick came, it blew up for them. Everybody was talking WNBA, was on YouTube everywhere. So I just think the WNBA really could have been more appreciative of somebody that's bringing all this heat. Yeah, there's other girls that were there for sure. There was some of the people you guys mentioned. They're stars, but the problem is the fan base isn't there for the WNBA. It never has been. Matter of fact, who just won the WNBA championship? Was it New York? Did you see the parade? There was more people on the bus
Yeah,
on the street.
it was like that for the Chicago Sky when Candace Parker won there. There was nobody in it. There was nobody there. See, wait. And I want to cut you off, Walter, but one of the biggest things is this. Women always hollering and screaming about, oh, the WNBA ain't making any money and all this other stuff. But if women would support it, it would do better.
And that's what no one is talking about. Everybody's on the woke train. Oh, this and that. No. Women, if you watch the WNBA the way you watch NBA, it will blow up. Martha Stewart has more followers than the WNBA. You know why? Because women follow her. Wendy Williams, Jennifer Hudson, what you name it. When women want to follow something, they will follow it and they will blow it up. Women are not interested in the WNBA. And I can tell you why, because most women are attracted to men and they like watching men do manly stuff. They don't want to see a bunch of women who fight. Well, I'm not going to get into the rainbow thing, but it's just not attractive. I want to see, you know what I'm saying? I like watching women play sports, you know, but I don't want to get into the butch and all that stuff. You know, I watch tennis. I love volleyball. And I'm not a volleyball fan. I love those black booty shorts.
I love those uniforms.
I like scores 12-6. It's funny. I have a volleyball court in front of my house in Newport. Man, I've never watched so much volleyball in my life. But
so let me ask y'all this. What was wrong with what she said?
I didn't catch all of it.
Okay, I got it for you. It wasn't that long. Here. And hello to everybody who's on here. Hello. Okay. See,
I mean, it was a long interview, so obviously.
No, I listened to the whole thing, but I'm talking about the part that I guess most people took the snippet. And like I said, I listened to the interview. It was just a well-rounded interview, but for whatever reason, people took, and y'all know who it was, took exception to this part. I mean, I thought it was a great interview. She was talking about all the things that she's done. Like I said, high school, college, talking about her family, and just, it was about a lot of stuff. Talking about how she was one of the first to show up to the ESPY Awards wearing all Prada, all from the glasses all the way down,
Who was that?
Caitlin Clark, basically saying she's showing up, a lot differently. It was just a bunch of stuff they were talking about. It wasn't just this. It was like a 40-minute read, which is why I listened to it on double speed. Anyway, this is what was said.
Shit, 40 million? I have on some product, 25.
I'm saying 40. No, it was a 40-minute read interview. Okay, so listen to this. This is what she said. I want to say I've earned every single thing, but as a white person, there is privilege. A lot of those players in the league that have been really good have been Black players. This league, it has kind of been built on them. The more we can appreciate that, highlight that, talk about that, and then continue to have brands and companies invest in those players that have made this league incredible, I think it's very important. I have to continue to try to change that. The more we elevate Black women, that's going to be a beautiful thing. So why did that incite anger in a lot of people?
Maybe that's not the part I heard. I mean, based on what you just said, that don't sound, I don't have a problem with what she said.
As she said,
the interview was longer than that. But
yeah, I know, but I'm saying, but that's what people took exception to. So the point that I'm saying is, she didn't say I'm nothing without these Black women. She says everything I have, I earned. However, so she's saying two things could be true at once. And I think she's probably really talking about there was a lot of racial content involved, especially with the WNBA season this last year, and then the college seasons before that, right? There just was. And William, I saw you say, which is, I think we have to concede that. A lot of people didn't pay attention to the women's college games. They were, but because Caitlin is a great player, stuff like that. There's other great players too. But people really who never watched the sport started to watch it when they saw the back and forth between Angel and Caitlin. Remember when Angel did that? And then Angel was called everything but a child of God. A lot of racial, racist names and things like that. And then they showed Caitlyn doing it too. So they're like, so why are y'all more mad at Angel for doing it? And Caitlyn was doing it too. Now I should say, Caitlyn and Angel don't have a bad relationship. They're cordial, or whatever the case is. But what is wrong with what she said?
To me, absolutely nothing. But I will say this about Angel Reese: she needs to learn how to make a layup. But and it seems like she's more distracted in being a social media person than honing her craft. But
Donovan, be careful, man. You speaking, you making too much sense. You want to be careful
now. Well, what I'm saying is, as a pure sports enthusiast,
Kamala still got people. You watch
yeah. But as a pure sports enthusiast, she came on the scene based on, how she plays and whatever. I think she was the 13th pick in the draft. So again, a lot of these black women, and I'm not saying this to be mean or to be divisive, but the fact of the matter is, let your play speak for yourself. Shaq and a lot of people have said this: lower the rims a little bit. The WNBA is about business. What Caitlin Clark did, and this is why I get so mad about it. It's like they're shooting themselves in the foot, ladies. If you want to do the racial thing, the Magic Johnson, Larry Bird thing, I get it. Okay, great. Controversy puts butts in the seats. It does. But this young woman, because of this young woman, your paychecks are a lot bigger than they were last year. So you need to ride the golden goose to as far as you can ride it, and then up your level of play and your game. A good example. WNBA basketball, 70-something% of sports, black people dominate, right? Other than baseball. We got out of that. But the point is, they name Diana Taurasi as the GOAT of the women's basketball. Italian, white, gay woman. Sue Bird. There's nothing new under the sun. Of course, they're going to elevate this woman and give her all the money and the gold and all that other stuff. But if the sisters want to get that money and that shine too, up the level of your play in your game. It just comes. It's just that simple.
There's actually, you make a good point. One, Angel Reese, I didn't hear about her until I started watching it. And I'll just be, I don't know what this makes me, but I started watching the WNBA because of the Caitlin Clark chick, because it was phenomenal. That was it. It was something new. It was hot. She was breaking records. Everybody was talking about it. So I watched it. I know who Angel Reese was, or Taurasi, or I know Lisa Leslie. I now have watched a couple NBA games because I'm like, yo, this Clark chick is balling out. Plus the controversy makes you want to watch it a little bit more. It always helps. Like you said, Larry Bird and Magic, it was white against, but they were cool about it though. Now it's just nuts. And then the other thing you brought up is Angel Reese. She's an attractive woman. She can ball. I mean, the chick, if she would put some clothes on and maybe she could sign up and her and Caitlin could hire the same agent and PR person and say, hey, when you go on TV, put some clothes on. Like I tell you, man, I was sitting here having a moment just chilling. And I saw Angel Reese when she went on Nick Cannon's show, whatever it is, show up in some blue booty shorts. I was like,
camel toe.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna follow Angel Reese on Instagram, not for the right reasons. So you do make a good point. The girls got mad skills.
That they, regardless that Caitlin Clark is 22, I think Angel is 23, 24. So they're still pretty young in a larger scheme of things.
And they're both young, attractive women. They have skills. Here's the problem. And somebody needs to pull Angel Reese to the side and say, yo, you are a marquee player. It's you and Caitlin Clark are the top people in the WNBA. Skills and no skills, you are who they're talking about. If she wanted to get her shit together and say, I'm going to do what the greats have done, the Tom Brady's, Michael Jordans, the Tiger Woods, whoever in the sport, I'm going to elevate and I'm going to be that person people can look up to. You keep, going on, showing out with no clothes on. You could do that as a woman. It's your body, your choice, but no one's going to ever take you seriously if most of your stuff is like you said, Donovan, she's on Instagram or wilding out. The Nick Cannon thing, I don't think she needed to do that. It was below her.
Well, okay, let me say. Let me jump. I don't know if my coffee kicked in yet. Anyway, I mean, I hear what y'all saying about her. I hear what y'all saying about social media and all that. Well, I'm gonna put your mic on me, Walter. On social media, Angel Reese and stuff. Yeah, she does have a large social media presence and things like that. But nobody says nothing when the men do it. Nobody. The athletes, whether they NFL, basketball, whatever it is, they got social media presence. You see them all over the place. Of course, we know that's not traditionally what they were doing in the past, right? Because there was no social media. People just went and played the game, and if they got caught doing something, they were doing something that was in the newspaper, right? Or in the evening news. So yeah, but nobody says nothing when the men do it. But I think we're also just making it, and I hate to use this phrase, too black and white. I think Caitlyn sees that there's something there, to say that if it wasn't for Caitlyn, there'd be no recognition. I think is wrong, because there are a lot of, and Walter, just because you haven't heard a lot about a lot of the great players that are black, don't mean that people have not. Even Dawn Staley, who was a coach, she stopped and gave recognition to Caitlyn Clark. She says, "Thank you for elevating our sport." So it's not that people aren't showing her appreciation, but I think to try to say, "Oh well, if without Caitlyn, the WNBA wouldn't be what it is," it's wrong. And I can't remember the name of the player. Her name was Maya. I get her last name. But Caitlyn says her favorite player,
Maya Moore.
Maya Moore. That's Maya Moore. I'm assuming she's black because but she said that was her favorite player growing up. She said she's a huge.
Played for the Minnesota Lynx, won 4 championships.
Who is Maya Moore?
Right. But what the point that I'm making to you is, she said that was her inspiration for wanting to go to the WNBA as a kid. So for her to say, yes, I've earned everything I have, she's also saying, yeah, I benefit from white privilege. A lot of these things that are coming is because I am. And let's keep it a buck. And I don't want to say there's not athletes who are white athletes who aren't great. We know there are, right? It'd be stupid to lie and say that they're not. But there is this trope, if you will, the great white hope, where everybody sees this athlete, because let's keep it real. I would say, especially in basketball, y'all heard the phrase, white man can't jump, right? So that entails that, I guess in a way, basketball is a black sport. So you have somebody like Caitlyn, who was good at what she does. In fact, she's great. Come in, then you get all of these accolades that may or may not be totally attributed to her being there. So for her to admit that and people to be mad about it, I guess I'm confused.
Okay, so you made a couple good points, but I am where most people on planet Earth are. We have no idea who Maya Moore is, Cheryl Swoops. No one knows who those are in public.
Hold on a second. Hold on. And Walter Davis said, Demetri, come on, you're deflecting because Angel Reese is ratchet and she doesn't even realize it. I mean, ratchet is subjective. Ratchet to who?
Who says she's ratchet?
Hold on. Is ratchet stopping her game? Is it stopping her in her skills?
It's affecting her money. Look at Dennis Rodman.
How?
Dennis Rodman did the same thing.
How is it affecting her money?
I'm going to tell you. Because it's going to affect her longevity, and it's going to affect the money she can get from big sponsors, and it's going to affect her that way. I think that's where a lot of people are going. I wouldn't go to say she's ratchet. I would just say, unfortunately, that's where most women her age are right now. They are out there butt naked, booty twerking, ass out. That's just the way that age group is, and it's unfortunate because good luck finding a man later. But she is messing with her money. She, like Dennis Rodman, case in point, he was the baddest on the boards. No one wanted to go against Dennis Rodman. But off the court, he's wearing a dress. He got earrings on. The dude, he's out partying in Newport Beach. He's making a fool of himself. He ended his career, and he made it to where he couldn't go out and do other things because he acted a fool off the course. I'm not saying Angel is doing that, but it's definitely not helping her cause. No one's really talking about her basketball skills. They're talking about her on wilding out, but her booty hanging out. And that's
Okay, so let me
unfortunate.
ask y'all this though: how do we get to dogging Angel Reese? See, this, and this is where a
They're
lot
not,
of people
they're
have.
not dogging Angel Reese.
Hold on. Y'all got to talk at once at a time. How do we get to dogging Angel Reese from the comment that that Caitlyn made about she feels like she does benefit from some white privilege? How do we get to dogging Angel? And I think that's where a lot of people have the issue, is because it's like, in order to big up Caitlyn, you got a dog Angel. Like, how does that work? Because Angel's a damn good player too. Matter of fact, my sister has flown from Jacksonville, Florida, to Chicago and did a turnaround trip and sat at floor seats to watch Angel and only Angel, and she jumped her ass back on the plane and went back. So Angel ain't shit. She ain't like, just some throwaway napkin either.
But I don't think anyone's saying that. Angel, listen, Angel.
But I'm asking y'all, how does she come into the conversation when Caitlyn wasn't even talking about Angel?
Angel's got skills, number one. No one's knocking Angel's skills. I don't know how Angel came up. But back to the question. In my opinion, I don't think that Caitlyn needs to say we need to help Black women. I don't think that's her job. You know whose job that is? Black women, Black people. I think that's their job to do that. And why does she have to come out and do it?
Walter Davis, you said can't take the ratchet out these Black girls. You keep on, I'm gonna take you out this chat.
Well, the word ratchet can mean all kind of things. Listen, this girl is I sound like Jerry Maguire. This girl is a phenomenal athlete. She has skills, and she should be able to play ball, get the money, and keep it moving. And you mentioned the men. The men don't do this. Men do not do this in sports. Going at each other like this, and all the stuff off the court is bigger than on the court. Men don't do that. Women do that. And the funny part is it's the women of different sexual orientation going at each other. You know what I'm saying? I think if Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark were both, bisexual, whatever it is popular right now in the league, and they were Wyatt and Birdie, this wouldn't even be as an issue. I think there's some jealousy. Yeah, these are two attractive women that can ball out. And I think that brings, so we need to start questioning why is there so much negative energy in the WNBA? And yeah, Caitlin Clark did elevate the WNBA. Even in the championship game, the coach was like, yo, Caitlin, we want to thank you for what we know. Like, it's because of you that everybody's watching this shit right now. Like, Donovan, when's the last time you ever watched a championship WNBA game or college women's basketball game?
Haven't done it in a while.
I've never watched a women's basketball game. So her white, Black, Puerto Rican, and Asian, she elevated to sport not because she was white, because she was good. She broke every record. If she was mediocre, we wouldn't be talking about her. She's only popular because she can ball out. Then she is white. So then white people are coming to her defense or praise, whatever. White people are just they're coming out for their player more than Black people are coming out for their player. That's what it is, period. If Black women and men came off for the WNBA, we would be talking about who you said was popular, Lisa Leslie or Swoops, or we'd be talking about them. Ain't nobody talking about them.
And like they said too, T Black, you're right. Angel been getting her money too. You know what I mean? So what are we talking about?
Angel's getting her money, but my point was, if you turn some of that stuff off the court, her money is bigger. And why is it that we cannot criticize? If a woman is Black, we cannot give her criticism.
Ain't nobody saying that, but who are you to criticize? Wait, hold on.
Listen, I just
said hold on, because you talk for 5 minutes, bro. I'm gonna talk right now. And I ask this question a lot. Who are y'all to criticize a Black woman you don't know? You can't have, like I said, y'all about to make me come out the sweater.
We criticize all women.
Wait, y'all can't even criticize a hard-headed heifer y'all lay down with, let alone y'all want to go on the internet and the TV and the World Wide Web and criticize Black women you don't know. Start with the woman you lay next to. When she start listening to you, then maybe you can get some rapport with the other women.
Well, wait. Let me jump in here. I'm gonna have to disagree with you, Demetra. As a paying customer of the WNBA, I have every right to criticize the product, just the product. I'm just saying I have every right to do that because I'm a paying customer. That's my
Is Angel Reese wearing booty shorts on the court?
Yes, because she has a big booty.
You see, the answer is no.
But so see, that's not what people are talking about, though.
Wait. She don't owe y'all anything else outside of that court. Now, I necessarily wouldn't advocate for Angel to dress like that, but guess what? That ain't my business. What she does on the court, and you're a paying customer, she owes you that. But outside of the court, she don't owe you a damn thing. And I think that's what people are getting it messed up.
She don't own any. Listen, I think we're talking about two different things. She doesn't own anybody anything. What I'm saying, and this is, and I don't care what color race is.
Does Angel have a ring and Caitlyn don't?
I don't know. I don't even watch it that much.
Somebody brought that up in the chat. Yeah, somebody brought that up in the chat. But just because you don't have a ring doesn't mean you're not great.
Barry Sanders don't have a ring either.
Right. Dan Marino doesn't have a ring. So on. I mean, you got greats that don't have a ring. It's just
Charles Barkley don't have a ring. But anybody gonna argue? Here's the ring. Miss me with the ring stuff. I mean, like ring. There's a lot of great players that don't have rings, and the sucks for the greatest players end up on the shittiest teams. So those are the players that tend to not have rings because they end up on the shittiest teams. So if you follow sports, you know that the shittiest team gets the best player in the draft. So I'm surprised her team made it this far because she went to the worst team and they still did somewhat okay. But back to the criticism of women. I don't care what color you are. We need to take race out of it. You know, I just sat up here and said, Angel's an attractive woman. She got skills on the court. She got a lot going for her. But if she wants to elevate,
let me ask y'all this. Y'all made your sister hot. Let me ask y'all this. When y'all see men play basketball, do y'all say, oh, he's not attractive?
I'm not attracted to men.
Wait. But when you see men playing football in those tight ass pants, do you say, oh, he's attractive?
Come on now. Those pants are holding pads.
I know I'm not saying that because I think you guys think that. I'm asking you that is that what you think, or are you there to watch the sport?
Again, I don't care what they wear on the field.
Y'all there to watch the sport, or are you there to critique how sexy the athletes are?
But no, we're talking about off the court though.
But why? But we now because y'all tied it to it. You're paying customers. What they do off the court ain't your business. I'm talking about on the court. Donovan?
I'm going to bring up something that's going to correlate to what we're saying on the court and how you do it. How many of you guys heard of a league called the Lingerie Football League?
I have.
How many? I had a friend that actually played on that. They played right there in Ontario. Here's a league that was a niche league, right? These girls played football in lingerie and stuff like that. That league always turned a profit. Always. Why? Because of how the niche was. Now, all I'm saying is from a business aspect, if the WNBA would be a little bit more feminine, they could have been got a whole bunch of people watching, from where they're at from their business model. But to me, it doesn't make sense to have a rim that is the same size as men when the average woman isn't that tall compared to men. Comparatively, you got some tall women in there, but those are flukes, whatever. It's a business number one. It's entertainment number two, 1 and 2. And when there was even a movie made about, and I thought it was a movie that was kind of joking about the WNBA. It's called Juwanna Man, Vivica Fox and Miguel Nunez. And that is one of the critiques that the NBA players that supplement the WNBA is saying that, hey, we keep throwing money down this hole for almost 30 years now, and we're not getting a return. And nobody wants to take their family to go see a bunch of dudes dressed as women playing basketball, and you got a few feminine women that are in there. And there's even been WNBA players that have come out and said the alternative lifestyle in there is very dominant in the WNBA, which is also one of the problems of what is going on. So my point is this: their product needs to be revamped in a way. What I'm saying is, I'm not talking about, be, girly and squeamy. What I'm saying is, if they're going to do the product with Caitlin Clark and do the race thing, that's a great business model to do it, but they've got to make a point and a direction to do it. The thing is with the WNBA, in my opinion, is they are too caught up trying to get what the men took 80, 90 years to establish. You're not going to do that in 30 years, especially if you don't turn a profit. They have got to sit down and do a business model and move forward. How do you have an expansion team, which is going to happen next year? The Valkyries, Sacramento Valkyries, are going to come online, and you've never turned a profit. It's a money hole. It's just throwing money down there. They need to sit down and say, what can we do to keep this league going? Now, if you got to get the girls in booty shorts, if I was the businessman, that's what I would do. Period.
So you said all of that to say, when you watch the men, do you think they're attractive?
But if I was a woman watching,
I just answer the question. Not too much. When you watch the men, are you watching because of them running the ball and because of the sport? Or are you watching because they're attractive?
If the NBA, if the NFL,
yes, no,
not NBA, the NFL,
no.
If the NFL started dressing in drag and acting all feminine, I guarantee you, no.
Yes or no?
I'm a man. I can't even answer that question.
What's what I'm saying? So I heard that what Donovan said, and I'm gonna leave this kind of comment up here.
I don't agree having them in booty shorts. I think that's a big one.
But I'm saying the women are doing the same thing the men are doing. They are bouncing the ball, they're shooting the ball, they're doing the same fundamentals of basketball, but somehow y'all have the wherewithal to not show it. So y'all done turned y'all took it all the way over the left field, right field. But y'all have the wherewithal to show up, whether it's on the couch or in the stadium, to watch men run the ball, but you don't have the wherewithal to scrimp to do the same thing for the woman without saying I would show up if she was in booty shorts.
Okay, first of all, we're talking about two different things: the booty shorts and the women, them playing in booty shorts. That's Donovan's dream. Here's what but he's close though. He's got a point. I just think
ain't no woman finna be doing all that for y'all. That's what OnlyFans is for.
Take away the booty shorts. Donovan has somewhat of a point. Is if the women were more feminine, they would have a better response. Most people don't want to watch butch women play ball. It's not attractive, period. And the women the reason that women watch basketball,
men look butch.
Let me finish. Because women find masculine men attractive. The opposite, you're going the opposite way with women. You have masculine men and masculine women. It doesn't match. If the women, Donovan has a good point. If they can find a way to make it, it's just through women. Men are attracted to women. We like to watch women look good, be pretty. It is what it is. I know the league he's talking about, the lingerie league. I've been to one of those games. It is what it is. Does it make it right or wrong? No, but it is what it is. Sex sells. I'm not saying they need to be sexual, but how about just be more of a woman to where, okay, this girl could ball, and she's attractive. And without all that other stuff.
Okay, let me jump in.
Drop the rim. This is nuts with the men.
Donovan and I went to the games, and yes, there's a lot of LGBTQ stuff going on, whatever. Okay. But I know when I work out, I look like somebody, I look like I got ran over by a Mack truck. So the point that I'm making is, if I'm to be balling, I'm not thinking about being cute. I'm thinking about getting the championship, getting the ring, because we know where the championship is, more money flows and all that. I'm not thinking about shaking my ass and running down the court so men could be turned on, because indeed there's children there. So what, children ain't supposed to watch?
Dude, in Mexico, they got nuns walking around like that.
Hold on. With this booty short analogy and women being more sexy on the court, because now these games are televised, right? They're on more, television channels and stuff than they've been before. Are children supposed to do? What are they supposed to do with these sexy ass women running up and down the court?
I don't agree.
Yeah, well, again, that is a marketing ploy. Like that's why I brought up the LFL. It was a niche market to get butts in the seats, and they always turned a profit. Would I bring my child to an LFL game? No, not necessarily. However, basketball being a family-friendly game, it could be family-friendly, and women can still look feminine as they're playing the game. You don't have to put them in booty shorts, but they could look feminine.
No woman want to look feminine for you, and she's working. She is working.
Okay, if I'm the commissioner,
hold on. That's like when Donovan, when you go to the gym, you see, I would say classify 2 sets of women. Usually, it's the women that are dolled up, the makeup is done, and they got these nice little kids. They ain't busting out no sweats because usually they recording and they're putting content out for somebody to see. Then on the other side of the gym, there's women like me who is dripping sweat. I got my hair like this and, baggy shirt. I'm in there to get it. I'm not in there because a man going to be watching me. As a matter of fact, I don't want a man to watch me, which is why, I dress up, whatever. So I'm saying if she's working, to me, it seemed like it'd be easy for y'all to go on OnlyFans or something like that to go watch that. Why would you want to see a woman who's working in a sport that men do as well? Why would you want to see her like that?
You said you just proved the point. The woman that's dolled up in the gym is gonna have more eyeballs on her.
And what? Does that give her a bigger booty?
But this is
from a business standpoint. Basketball butts in the seats. The whole point is it's a business. It is a business. It's just like these shills in the Democratic Party that are now complaining they were discriminated against, but they had no problem telling the American people this woman is black and whatever. They had no problem cashing the checks as long as the checks were coming. And now, she was discriminating against us on all this other stuff. The point is the WNBA in sports, it's a business first. So if the business model is to put butts in the seats and not lose money, and this is the uniform, there's always going to be somebody that is going to participate in that. That's why I brought up the political thing with the DNC people. There's always going to be doing that. Now, we can have a sport that could be family friendly and come to a happy medium to where you can get that money and get those butts in the seats. Here in LA Sparks, they gave away 5,000 tickets for free just so they can give the illusion that the stadium was full. They're losing money constantly. What I'm saying is this, Demetra. Caitlin Clark, if you're going to go with the model of the Larry Bird, Magic Johnson thing, that's a fact and whatever. Yes, she gave acknowledgement to the black females. And I'm going to name a few of them that you guys probably don't know. Cheryl Miller, the greatest basketball player that ever played the game, lived right down the street from where we all live. Right here in Riverside, California, stationed at the base. Lisa Leslie, Tina Thompson, Allison Feaster, Cynthia Cooper, Rebecca Lobo, Diana Taurasi, Maya Moore, Sue Bird, Cheryl Swoops, Candace Parker, Tamika Catchings. Oh, and Tamika Catchings is a fine thing. But anyway, Sylvia Fowles, Ella Della Don, Simone Augustus. That girl could hit a 3 just as good as Steph Curry. Yolanda Griffith, Becky Hammond, Dawn Staley, Cappie Poindexter, Brittany Griner, Tina Charles. These people are all great, and she gave homage to them, but they had their day. Now we have to come up with a business model to move the league forward. Do we want to go with the butch business model that is continually going to turn people off? You can get a TV deal, and the WNBA was on TV all this year, and nobody watched. Nobody watched when they were on I forgot the name of that network, but anyway, they barely watched it. So what I'm trying to say is we got to get out of this woman, I'm being objectified, whatever. If you want a job, if you want the job and you want the league to be successful, you got to do what you got to do to make the league successful. The NBA was failing in the 70s. Do you know what saved the NBA? Well, one of the reasons that saved the NBA in the 1970s, because you had the ABA league that was out there as well. They merged the leagues, the All-Star game, and Dr. J doing the that dunk, that, you know, having that kind of form, that did that. They changed the model to stay alive. So ladies, it's going to come down to this. Either you're going to have to do what you got to do to continue the league, or the league is not going to survive, because at the end of this year, there were a lot of WNBA owners that were like, look, it's been 30 years and we haven't turned a profit. So these people are getting ready to pull stakes.
Yeah.
So
why is the league still a thing? And what other business can you lose money for 30 years in a row? Like, Jesus, like, give me a break. It's a gift that the NBWA is still a thing.
Let me jump in here. So I saw a couple of people talk about track shorts and volleyball shorts. I ran track from a child all the way, you know, even at a little bit in college. Okay,
and you've been banned ever since. You've been banned.
And so we didn't have the shorts that they have now. And volleyball, I get why they wear those. They're functional. Even the men in track, they're not wearing booty shorts, but they're wearing the biker shorts kind of thing, because you know, it's for aerodynamics and things like that. The more it hugs your body, the less resistance you have, and it cuts down on the resistance, so your speed can be better. But volleyball is the same thing. But again, are we not to the point to where we can't watch a volleyball game with girls who might have big booties or whatever, just play volleyball? Like, why are we in these girls' booties? And FM, we on the same frequency. Okay?
They're the most popular, though, and the point Donovan's trying to make, people want to see what they want to see.
But listen, parents who have daughters. Okay, I'm gonna start from there. And FM, I'm gonna get to your comment, because me and you here. People who have daughters that have played a sport from a 5-year-old and maybe younger to go pro, I doubt the first thing or even the last thing on their mind was, my daughter needs to be sexually attracted or attractive to men so that she can go on and be great. I don't think Venus and Serena's daddy was saying, well, my daughters are going to be sex objects, and that's what I care about. That man taught them on his own with no experience how to play tennis. And I guarantee you, $1 to a donut, the furthest thing was from his mind was making his daughters sex pots for men to watch.
Okay, but that's not what I'm saying.
Hold your thought. After me say, Demetra, they're talking about bringing casual fans who don't really care about basketball, but more about the beauty of the women. But somehow they have problems with Angel's social media. I'm going to just let it set it and forget it. Go ahead, Walter.
No. Listen, again, when I say feminine, I don't mean out being sexualized. Not that, because Lord knows women never do that. But WNBA sexualized. I'm saying making it more easy on the eyes to watch and take the drama out of it. I mean, the WNBA, they're fighting amongst themselves right now. They're going back and forth, and we're just watching it. So they have the WNBA has never had this much attention, ever. And the problem is most people don't watch the WNBA. So when they started watching it, all they saw was the infighting. And what's it, Cheryl Swoops, all the negative shit she had to say about this. It was like, come on, like, you guys were riding on the subway, and now all of a sudden you're in a black SUV, you're in a Cadillac Escalade, and you're bitching about how you got in the Escalade. How about everyone's got an Escalade now, and you guys are all doing better? But because she's a white chick or whatever you guys have going on, we need to fight each other. That's insane to me. The girl's got skills. She happens to be white. That should be the end of it. How many white sports have black people took over? Damn, like Venus and Serena. Like, they took over tennis, and they dealt with their stuff too.
JSB said she's all over the place. Can I stay on topic? I'm sure you respond to somebody. I'm always on topic.
Right.
Don't you ever forget that. I'm always on topic. And the topic was Caitlin Clark. And like somebody else said, how did we go from talking about, I thought we was talking about Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
And I mentioned that earlier. Yeah. How did we go to talk about Angel Reese and it's supposed to be about Caitlin Clark?
Right.
I think the Caitlin Clark thing is quick and to the point. She's the best player in basketball, period. No one denies that. She is the best at the moment.
Caitlin Clark is keeping the league together. But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. And I want everybody to think about this. Because again, we preface this, the fact that I've supported the WNBA from its early inception. Love the Sparks. I'm a big Sparks
You and 6 other people.
right. I'm a big Sparks fan, right? Here's the thing. Now the issue is trans players. And that's what's going to start happening. We are going to start seeing G League players who can't make, I mean, a real live Juana man is going to start happening if the ladies do not get this stuff together and get behind Caitlin Clark and have a business model to how they want to move forward. They're getting a $78 million TV deal or something like that, whatever it is. But that is still not going to be enough to sustain the league if you can't get butts in those stadiums. It's not going to be enough. The charter flights is taking from them. You're going to raise the salaries, which is great, but at the detriment of the league not being sustainable. And they need to ride the Caitlin Clark train to wherever it's going to take them for right now.
Well, the train is left. Didn't she leave? Isn't she going to Europe?
Who?
I thought she was leaving the WNBA and going to Europe to play.
I haven't heard that. I know she got offers to play over there, right? She got offers.
I think there's an expansion league that's that they're going to be playing for, if I'm not mistaken. Leon, how you doing? Said it started when Don Imus talking trash about black women. Yeah, calling them nappy-headed hoes. Somebody asked me what events that I ran. Did I run? I ran the 110 hurdles, 110. I did triple jump, long jump. I ran 220 hurdles, and I did the 400 as well.
Yeah, and to get back to the point, the girls, she's a phenomenal athlete. She upped the league, and everybody, including anyone that's got something negative to say, she helped them, and they should just roll with that. You know, Caitlin Clark is Batman, and Angel Reese is Robin. The two of them can take this league to higher. I mean, everybody's talking about it. They could do that, the two of them. But the rest of the girls that came before, good. They laid the foundation, but nobody was interested. If I build this sick ass house and nobody wants to live in it, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? But Ice Cube moved next door. All of a sudden, everybody want to live in this house. And that's what's happening with the NWA. I don't care who built it on their backs. Real life don't work like that. It's entertainment. It is show business. The NBA and the NFL are profitable because one, the men, they're good at their game and they're masculine men. I guarantee you, if Joanna started playing in the NBA, they would lose ratings. I guarantee you, if all of a sudden they got all weird like the WNBA, the ratings would drop. Women like the WNBA and the NFL because they like to see one. They go with the men.
Well, so then why do people watch Caitlin?
Because she got skills and it's a phenomenon. It's not gonna last.
Wait.
It ain't gonna last.
Caitlin is a hell of a player, and I'll be honest with you. I thought she was LGBTQ as well, and she's not. She has a boyfriend. She's very
Beyonce.
Yeah, she's feminine, and she's all of that, and she wears dresses and stuff like that. She's not. When Caitlin gets on that court, she ain't showing her booty. She ain't got her girls hanging out. She balling. She got her hair tied all the way back in the ponytail,
and that's the point.
Right, but what is it? Because you guys are making a case for the women to be more sexy, but Caitlin she doesn't present as, and I'm not saying I don't think she should. I think she should go do what she's paid and trained to do, is run the ball. But on one hand, y'all are making a point that these women need to be sexy to attract people to watch.
I'm not saying sexy.
Wait.
I'm saying more feminine.
Caitlin does not present as feminine on the court. No, she does not. And I'm not saying she's supposed to. She's playing a game. So you all are saying in order to attract more people to watch, this is what the women need to do. But Caitlin didn't do that. Caitlin went and she balled. And people showed up.
That's not going to last forever, though. She's a phenomenon right now. It's something to talk about. She's got the records. She's this great white hope. But that's going to fade. That's going to get old. And then they're going to be back to where they were unless they can find another reason to get people to want to tune in and watch it. One, in my opinion, and I'm going to say this out loud, Do what you want with it in the comment section. I don't think there should be a women's basketball league, honestly, because it's a man's sport, period. So that's the first problem.
What
It's
makes
not
it
a
a man's
woman's.
sport?
It's not a woman's sport. It's a man's sport. It's a brutal.
Why not? I played basketball when I was.
Because it's a brutal sport. It's physical, it's manly stuff. The women, that is not their realm. And no one's really saying it, but it's the truth. How's they've been 30 years and they can't turn a profit? You tell me you have 30 years and you know who's supporting them? The men. It's the men league that's supporting the is subsidizing them. So why not just have the men's league and find something else for the women to do? There's tennis. There's all kinds of other sports. Volleyball. I mean, do we really have to put women in a sport that was designed and built and it still is a man's sport? Has anyone thought about that?
What's a woman's sport?
Well,
volleyball, tennis, track. Yeah. I mean,
men
swimming.
play those games.
You know what I'm saying? Basketball is a man's sport. It's like if the women started an NFL league, ain't nobody watching that shit unless they wear lingerie or something sexy.
Well, somebody even said ain't nobody even watching the lingerie bowl.
Well, that's because they've changed the business model. Lingerie bowl is different. That's a Bud Light commercial. LFL it's changed its model every 10 years. So they've gone away from.
And I don't think too many people took that seriously. Yeah. It was just whoa. It was something to watch. It was just different, you know. And
but you know with that. But with that, they did turn a profit. That's what I'm saying. They found a niche and they turned a profit. You know, and it didn't. What they did it for 10 years and turned a profit. And but what I want to say about Caitlin is you keep bringing up Caitlin, which again she is the golden goose. She is her play and what we heard about her, how she hits the threes and stuff. That's what got people interested in watching her. And what I'm trying to tell these other players in that league, stop bitching and start upping your game a little bit better. And that would also put more butts in the seats. I mean, I'm not saying these women can't ball, but come on, y'all, go to YouTube and look at WNBA bloopers, and you're going to see women missing layups, simple layups, missing passes, and all this other stuff like that. I mean, the game is trash. So if these women, and I'm going to say this about Angel Reese, she's beautiful, whatever, but she needs to practice her craft a lot more than going on the, the podcast. And she can do that, whatever she wants to do. But the point is, she got her notoriety from playing basketball, and she's a terrible player. As a player, she is not that good.
Can we go back to Damon's comment? He made a good point. I mean, and I think, there we go. Women have a higher pain tolerance for giving birth. If me and my girl are in the car and somebody comes over to fight, I'm getting out first, and no one expects her to get out. Women may have a higher pain tolerance, but that don't mean they want to deal with it all the time. Like a woman giving birth is a traumatic situation that women don't want to do too many times. So yeah, they have a higher pain tolerance, but they're still not gladiators. You know what I'm saying? Women, in my opinion, in the physical world, have a place. Men are stronger, masculine. Even a woman that's twice my size, she is probably not going to be able to wrestle me or beat me in a fight.
But, now, the women aren't playing other women. I mean, men, they're playing other women.
But even that, I'm saying, even that people aren't watching. It's not a woman's sport. And if you're going to be a woman in a man's sport, then make it more attractive. I guarantee you, if they made some adjustments and made them more feminine, I guarantee more people would watch because it's eye candy. I know women that watch the NBA because of the men, period. I've had women tell me, I don't know what the hell they're doing, but I like watching these tall brothers dribble the ball, period. And same with the NFL.
Well, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't really watch neither. Okay. I watch every once in a while if it's something, I'm sitting down long enough to do it. But, I don't partake in a lot of sport and play, as they say. Every once in a while I watch. I'm not committed to any of it. just because.
Yeah, you know, and you're not the only one, and that's one of the problems of the WNBA. People do not find it exciting because they're not dunking the ball, they're not doing. It's not entertaining. If you go there, it's not. Even when we went, Dimitri, you weren't very impressed with what was going on, and it was just like it was unexciting. And what I'm saying is, they've been supplemented for 30 years. There is no business in the world that can last 30 years and not turn a profit, and yet these women keep talking about. Equality and pay, and just because we play the same sport doesn't mean we get the same pay. Now, Caitlin Clark, and again, the subject is about Caitlin Clark. Why shouldn't she get, you know, to me, it's jealousy when Cheryl Swoop and these people are making all these comments, how she's getting all these big endorsements and stuff. Where the hell do you live? We live in the United States of America, the most racist country in the world. You don't think they're going to make sure their golden girl is going to get her just due? And do I think Caitlin Clark deserves that money? I do. Because she has honed her craft and she does something that a lot of WNBA players can't do. She is shooting basically from the half court and making, I think she was at what, 43% percentile of shooting, you know.
Yeah, I mean, she definitely deserves the money. She deserves
Lord forbid we talk about her skills for, you know, like Lord forbid the world talks about that. The chick can hit a 3-point shot. If Caitlin Clark has a ball at the 3 points, it's a wrap. You got a 50% chance that if the game is on the line and she's at the ball, it's a wrap, period. And I think maybe if the women focus more on that, like, yo, just like, look at it this way. In 1996, I had never seen a golf game. In 1997, me and every black person I knew watched Tiger Woods in the Masters in 1997. I think he won by 12 strokes. Unheard of. You know why I watched it? Because it was a black dude playing. 100%. Tiger Woods was black. I know whatever he says he ain't. I'm going to get into that shit. I'm just saying, I saw a black dude, and I know because my company represented his father in Orange County. His father was our client, but here was this black dude that is running the tables in what used to be an all-white sport. That's why I watched it, and black people came out for Tiger Woods, and women, men. I mean, man, I've seen Tiger in person more than once, and man, when he plays, everybody just follows this dude. That is what Caitlin Clark has done to the WNBA, except when Tiger Woods showed up, the players were like, oh, this dude is elevating our game. We're going to get this money. Women, for whatever reason, you guys don't have the ability, it appears, to do that. Because Tiger Woods, a lot of dudes, Fuzzy Zeller, all the comments, Tiger Woods got hate from the players, but they were smart enough to say, okay, we don't like this Negro, but we're going to get this money. And that's what the women aren't doing. Like, you are cutting off your own income stream because has some sort of white privilege. And does she have white privilege? Possibly. Sure.
I mean, come on, let's keep it a buck. You know,
but who's she getting it from?
Well,
who's giving her the privilege?
Who has the
people?
Wait a minute now. Right. Who has the ability to give it to her? So again, that's what I'm saying. Why to the original statement, why are people mad at what she said? I think most people who are white, I don't care what income bracket you come from, what job you have. Hell, I'd imagine even in prison, there's some white privilege. So I don't think it's just to her, but because she's a basketball player, you know, and there's a lot of attention there. I do believe the attention there is mostly because she's skilled. Some of it is white privilege, but I don't think what she said is wrong. I think people are, you know, trying to make basically, in a way, say she was forced.
I think she gave in. I think she bowed to some of the pressure. It did appear.
And the other thing she said, because she was asked about Megyn Kelly's statement, she goes, one thing I'm really good at is drowning out the noise. She basically said, I don't be listening to none of that. I'm there to ball. She says, I only care about the opinions of people who are close to me, the people I affect, and the people that affect me. She says, everything else I drowned out. So, and her being coerced, I mean, you can't say that she's, you know, one of the best WNBA players in the world and then say she's weak, that she was coerced.
Not weak. I'm just saying I think she bowed down to some pressure to try and meet in the middle or maybe calm the noise a little bit. The
Or
girl is.
might it have something to do with she plays with a lot of black women? Might
Let
that
me
have
ask you
something to do
this.
with it?
Let me ask you this. How much is a Beyonce ticket? You know who's
I don't
supporting
know.
Beyonce? I guarantee you, Beyonce showed her black women would support her. So maybe it's just somebody that has skills and that is on top of their game. People want to see.
But so
I mean,
what makes you think she gave in?
I'm just saying, based on your statement and looking for fault in her statements, it would appear that maybe she's like saying, okay, you know what? I'm going to bow down and say, and maybe kind of meet these guys in the middle. Because in
Maybe
what other
she's being
sport?
honest. White privilege is a thing. It's
But,
not something she's making up. It is white privilege.
but what other sport do we talk about race and privilege?
Now
Like,
I don't even watch it. Wait, hold on now.
I'm
Like
like,
I said,
I'm
I don't
just
even.
saying.
Wait a minute. I don't even want because you asked me. I'm gonna tell you. They do it all everywhere. You know who Ben Roethlisberger is? I know you know about him.
I've met Ben Roethlisberger,
What
but
was without
those
getting
guys.
traffic, but what was the accusations about him?
Okay, I'm not talking about the rape case. I'm talking about
Wait.
in general. That was off the court in a bathroom stall.
Wait. As I told you, we said this before. What we're not gonna do is absolve them of the stuff that they do. You asked me a question. Say, do they do that in any other sport? And the answer is hell to the yeah.
You talking about something he did in a
Let me ask
bathroom
you
at a nightclub?
Let's go back to Mike Tyson, Logan Paul, and that's the one that followed him. Or Jake, that's the one that followed me. A white man, he got a lot of money following, but it could any other black man get a prize fight with Mike Tyson? Some mediocre dude, black dude, walk off the street, say, "I want to fight you." Mike Tyson would that have gotten the attention that it did? Where Netflix was glitching every 3 seconds.
Well, they were glitching because Tyson was fighting. Number one, he's the reason everybody. It could have been your mama, Paul, and I would have watched it.
I'm saying the fact that Jake got that fight in the first place.
But who promoted? But who pushed the fight, though?
I'm just debunking what you said. As far as does that happen in any other sports? Like, come on, Walter.
I think the Mike Tyson thing is a bad example. People wanted to watch Mike fight.
Football,
that was it.
It happens. It happens in tennis. You sit down with Venus and Serena, and they'll both tell you the stuff they've gone through for being black, and see white girls that played in tennis with them get privilege, if you
bigger
will.
deals, yeah, bigger deals.
So like, for you
Okay,
to
but
say
thus
but
Serena is now
right
white. Thus Serena's now white, so she can get some of those deals. I'm joking.
Yeah, that's not my point. I'm saying but the players aren't going at each other. You don't see the players going at each other in the NFL, in tennis. You don't see them going at each other. I know they have issues, but you don't see them going at each other like that. That's not the topic. The NFL, Tom Brady and what's his name are going at each other. You don't see that. They have their issues,
do you
but they're
watch
not.
sports at all?
I do watch sports.
I know you've seen athletes going at each other one time or another. Hell, they do it on a court, on a football field all the time outside of tackling.
Okay. I'm not talking about them fighting on the court. I'm talking about making it an issue where that's the biggest thing in the league is that's what they're talking about. And the WNBA, the biggest conversation is this.
And I don't listen. I read, but I don't watch a lot of sports where there's been times on the field where a black player might have, what was it? I don't know his name, but one of them took off his helmet and swung at somebody for allegedly calling him the N-word. So what are we talking about?
Okay, dude, that's gonna happen anywhere. I'm talking about over as an aggregate. The league, they're not fighting each other like the WNBA. They are fighting each other over race. I can't think of one other sport where everybody is wrapped up into this shit. Yeah, does it happen? Of course. Of course, there's some racism amongst individuals, but the whole league isn't sitting here going at each other. Like, oh, Tom Brady is the greatest, but he happens to be white. So we're gonna spend all year talking about his white privilege.
Yeah,
That's the point I'm making.
But you know
Men
what
don't
I think,
do that.
Walter? Yeah, you know what I think it is, Walter? You know, the woman's nature, the competitiveness of women, or who's the prettiest, who's this, who's that. I think that's because, like with Cheryl Swoops, who's been out of the league for years and one of the all-time greats. I mean, you can see how jealous she is because she's not playing in an era where they're making the money and getting the endorsements that they're getting. It's just, I just think that's the natural aspect of women being as competitive as they are. But here's the problem. And I agree with you, Walter. The problem is that jealousy and the infighting is hurting their product. Instead of saying, hey, Caitlin Clark, yeah, she's this, that. I'm Angel Reese, and I'm just going to dunk on her head. I'm going to do this to make people get in there and apply it to the game. They're more worried about popularity and who has this, and you know what I mean. And it's just hurting the game. And I just think that that's something ingrained within women to be competitive among each other in everything outside of the game, but they want the money. You know what I mean? Oh, I don't want to do the work. I don't want to do this. I want to continue to get subsidized. But yet, again, my whole point with the majority of the WNBA is Caitlin Clark has a skill that, like she said, she worked hard at. She worked hard for everything that she's got, worked with her father and all that other great stuff. She can do something that the majority of WNBA players can't do. So all I'm asking those women to do is work on your sport and elevate the sport, and people will come. People will come to see it. That's all.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I have to push back on that too, because there's a lot of great WNBA players in the sport, and regardless of how good they are, and it sounds like the league's been there for about 25 years, they ain't gonna come. I don't know what else they need to do now. Yes, they did go because of Caitlin, but Angel also helped raise Caitlin's real estate. We're not gonna ever say that ain't the truth. But anyway, we're gonna get out of here because I said we're gonna be here an hour on Friday. Y'all want to have any closing remarks before we leave? And hello to everybody that's come on here. I'm all right because I had a little something on my hot cocoa.
I got a little something too.
You always got a little something. Walter, closing remarks?
So here's what I think. And I think women need to loosen up. You guys are so catty. It drives me insane. When you have somebody that is a star, it's kind of like I'm drowning and somebody, it's an episode of the Jeffersons. I grab somebody's hand and he saves me, but I look up and he's white and I get to tripping. If you guys are winning, as getting better as a league, who cares what color she is, as long as the league is being elevated? I really think women, the WNBA, you did it to yourself, because you had men, everybody was watching the WNBA, and it's just, at first it was cool to watch the infighting, but then after a while, it was like, damn, they still talking about that? Like, this girl has almost every record, not just in college, but she's got some professional records too. What other player do you know that can hit threes like that? Take a race out of it for a second. The girl's got mad skills. And one thing that Black people, we need to do is support our people the way white people support theirs. Like, I guarantee you, Beyonce showed up to this arena next door to my house, it would be Black people everywhere, 100%. So it isn't like we can't support something. We just choose not to. And Black women are not that interested in the WNBA, period. So if it's me and I'm in the NBA, I'm cutting the WNBA. Y'all got one more year to make some money or it's a wrap.
Well, I'm going to say this too. To put this on, and thank you, put that on the backs of Black women. Black women aren't that interested. Like I said, I know a Black woman who spends a good pretty penny.
You know one though.
I
name 20 of them.
I don't even hang out with 20 Black women that I even talk to like that. So
do you know 5 Black women that bought Beyonce tickets? Because I know you guys. Didn't you fly out here to see Beyonce?
I do not, but you're juggling apples and oranges at this point. Beyonce
I'm just saying.
Entertainer. Wait a minute. Beyonce is an entertainer.
Exactly.
And wait a minute.
A good one.
Yeah, right, she's a good one. And there was all kind of people at Beyonce's concerts. I wasn't one of them. And for whatever reason, she came up on one of my most listened to on Spotify. And I'm like, I don't know how that is. Now I've listened to a song or two as I'm working out, but maybe that's why. But I even digress from that. Beyonce is an entertainer. You go, she's gonna entertain you, and you're gonna go home. So there's apples and oranges. But to put that on the backs of black women, that the black women don't support, a whole lot of people that don't support.
What I'm saying though, it appears that it is the black women that are doing the most complaining, the swoops, the people that are the commentators. They're the ones that are doing.
Tarazi and the rest of them were complaining too. But see, y'all hone in on the black. Why? And
what is Tarazi complaining about?
But just like the NBA, now it is, I guess. I don't know. It's predominantly black. So is it a numbers game or is it a racial game?
I think people are attracted to stuff, entertainment, stuff that works. They're attracted to excellence. The girl came out, she balled out. People wanted to see that.
Nobody's taking anything away from Caitlyn. She's an excellent ball player, but we're not gonna say, and I said this before, so I ain't gonna bite my tongue. And Donovan, I'm gonna give it to you. What we're not gonna do, I'm not gonna do anyway, is big up Caitlyn Clark while downing the sisters. That I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it for nobody. I don't care who they are. We're not gonna doodle on the sisters to big up Caitlyn. I think both things could be true at once. Caitlyn's a hell of a ball player, and so are the sisters. We don't need to, make them bow down. And that's the other thing why her folks got mad. Because in a sense, when she paid rent, I don't even think it was about her saying she had privilege. I think it's because she said, let's play homage to these women who inspired me to play. I think that's where people are having a problem. Let's pay homage to these black women. Because like I said, I'm a black woman and not nobody on this panel going to tell me about black women because I've been there for 53 years.
I don't think it's an issue with her paying homage to them. I don't think that was the issue.
Hold on. It is the issue because I hate to say it. And y'all know it. Listen, y'all been following me for a long time. I know how to kick black women in the backside when they need to because I know black women got an issue. But the other issue too is, God forbid you say thank you to a black woman, then people's wigs gonna fly off. Oh my God, she bowing down. No, she said, in a sense, thank you. And they need recognition too, because if it wasn't for a lot of those black women, I would not be here because they built it. The league has been around longer than she's been alive. So to say that Caitlyn came in and made the WNBA what it is, it's a lie on arrival. So we can say that Caitlyn is a great player, and yes, she is. I had the privilege of watching her one time that I watched it. And so you can say she's a great player, but you can also say that, yes, those black women, along with some of the white women and the Hispanic women or whatever other women are playing, held it down until she got there. I think you can say both without people getting mad. But to expect the black women to bow down because she's there now is bullshit. And I'm going to say this, and I said this to black men before, not just you two. Y'all should not, and I know Donovan not as much, but Walter, this is more for you. Y'all should not be leading that charge that black women need to humble themselves because that white woman came into the league. Donovan?
Yeah, let me answer that really quick.
Quickly, because I'm on.
Yeah, you missed the point. I don't know where the humble part came in. Her giving homage to the greats, I don't see an issue with that whatsoever. She can say whatever she wants. They built it. They were here first. There's nothing wrong with what she said. The point I'm making is the people who are complaining, appear to be complaining about the most, could go to these games more often. If black women showed up to the WNBA the way they show up to the NBA, we would not be having this conversation. And that is the issue. Bowing down to, you don't have to bow down to nobody. How about just show up? If you care so much about the league, go buy tickets, period. And then men don't have to support the WNBA anymore. It could be, if women, you truly want to be independent, be independent. Don't say, oh, I'm independent, but the men are subsidizing your league. Women, y'all need to show up and watch this game so we can talk about something else.
Yeah, the bottom line is it's a business first. It is a business first. And if you can't get butts in the seats, there is going to be no league. And it's sad that we look at all of these players that have to go overseas to make the money that you could make more overseas than you can do in the WNBA. That's just the fact.
And that's how Brittany got caught up in Russia.
Yeah, right, exactly. And the fact of the matter is the league is not making a profit, and they've been being subsidized for 30-something years. So again, one of the biggest problems is, even though I hear a lot of women complaining about equality and all this other stuff, they don't support women's leagues. Women's leagues are mostly supported by men, period. It's just a fact of the nature. So ladies, I support the WNBA. I had tickets and stuff like that, and I go every now and then because I got nieces and I don't like to take my nephews there, but I got my nieces and stuff so they could be empowered to do that. My point is this: I come at it from a business aspect. If there are no butts in the seats, it doesn't matter what type of TV deal you get. If nobody is watching, the league is headed to disaster and folding. It's either that or bring in the trans females, and then we could, watch a product and people being dunked on and all that other stuff, or whatever the deal is. From a business aspect, we can argue all day, but if the business is not there, we're arguing about nothing at the end of the day. We're arguing about nothing. And the point is, they're losing money, they're losing money, they're losing money. And one of the reasons that they're losing money is their product, number one, is not family friendly. It is alternative lifestyle styled. A lot of the players are involved in that, which is, it's either here nor there. I can't blame the American person or the consumer if they don't want to take their kids around that type of environment or whatever the situation is.
I wouldn't take mine.
Yeah, but the thing is, at the end of the day, from a business aspect, ladies, yes, I agree with everything that you guys are saying. But guess what? If the league isn't making money, and you heard it this year, Caitlin Clark came in there. They had the biggest viewership ever in their history because of Caitlin Clark. And the owner said, "Where's the money? We're still not turning a profit. Why are we still putting money into this?" And that's the bottom line when it comes down to it. And I think the ladies that are in the WNBA need to come up with the plan and say, look, we need to say this. Either we're going to do the Magic Johnson, Larry Bird thing, make it a little racial and, get the hype going on, whatever. And again, a lot of the ladies need to perfect their craft. We need some more dunking. We need some more entertainment. We need whatever you need to do outside of whatever you're doing, putting butts in the seats. What was her name? Real quick. She played for the Sparks and she left, and she's like 6'8". I forgot her name, and she went to do an OnlyFans thing, and she's a DJ around the world now.
Damn, 6'8".
Yeah, I think she plays for Israel because they weren't making a lot of money, but she's the one that called the Nigerian team, even though she's Nigerian herself, monkeys and stuff. There was a big thing. Remember that player? If you guys know who I'm talking about, she was the one that got in that controversy and stuff. But anyway, ladies, they have to come up with something, because chartered flights, that's a negative to your profit margin. All of this stuff that they're doing, that isn't how you run a business. And again, the owners this year are saying, I want out of here. I want out of this league. How do you expand when you don't make a profit? I don't understand it, but it is what it is. We can say everything that we want to say. Without a league, all this arguing or opinions is mute.
When do they play next?
May is when the league starts.
Yeah, I don't follow basketball, or I don't follow any sport, to be honest with you. Anyway, we're gonna get out
here. Watch the Super Bowl.
Liz Cambage. That's who it was. Liz Cambage. Yeah, she had to leave. She was 6'8", and I mean, a damn good player. She said, "The hell with this," and she walked out, got an OnlyFans page, and she's a DJ around the world. And I think she plays for Israel, a team in Israel.
Yeah. She'll make more money as an OnlyFans girl when it comes to just being on the court,
and she does.
And that's a problem. That's a problem in and of itself. So anyway. We're gonna get out of here. Love and appreciate you guys. We'll see y'all on Sunday. Donovan and I will be back here. I'm sure there's a lot to talk about. If we'll find it, nevertheless. So anyway, you guys have a great rest of your day and enjoy your weekend and stay cool or warm wherever you are in planet Earth. So in the meantime, peace.